get the comfy chair.
Here.
That's it. Come on, you.
Cool. So I'll probably do
You tell me
maybe
where you
10-15 minutes?
Yeah. Oh, my. No, it's that.
Yeah, it can be shorter though if you
That's
prefer
fine.
to. So yesterday I had it on the wrong setting. There's like 3 different focus settings, and so whenever anyone moved it kept going blurry and then it would go nice again and then so it was a trick.
Yeah.
It tricked me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite beautiful actually.
Oh,
That's a good
good.
shot.
Good.
What's this for, your thesis or your course, your uni course?
I guess it's mainly for the Frack Free Tas group to use, but any questions that are around social movement building or activism is sort of the centre of what I'm doing at uni.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's too many people complacent, and they need to be encouraged. And I was reluctant to make waves when this kicked off, but they'll just stampede over the top of you.
If you don't speak up.
Just to see the rubbish and lies that we were fed by the gas industry here, it's the gloves off.
Yeah.
So it was just, for them it's all about money, and people don't come into it. So that in itself is a bit of a red flag to me.
Absolutely. Alright, that's good to go. Sit here and
Good.
so maybe a bit about why you got involved, I guess, would be place to start.
Yeah, I guess the gas well adjacent to us, and there's been no information on what was involved, so we looked a bit further and to gauge a bit of information on the processes, and fracking is the major problem. The evidence is there coming out of America now that contamination of waterways and the emissions that are involved in the fracking process is detrimental to human health. This is a heavily populated area. Heavy rainfall, there's farming activity here that can't be interfered with. And this is about the future, 100 years from now, and the next generation. It's not about the here and now and the money, the snatch and grab. And that's what the gas industry is about. As much money as they can for their shareholders, and the future doesn't come into it. As being a prime producer all my life, it is about the future, and it's about productivity and maintaining productivity, and any mining activity has to fit within, as farming, to fit within the environmental constraints that you have. And this industry doesn't fit. Not the fracking processing.
No, it's so much about the food, our ability to grow our own food, isn't it? You can't compromise that in any way. To have the possible contamination of food and the interference with our water, and those water levels are everything when you're farming, especially in a country like Australia, where you get those dry periods. You're really so dependent on groundwater, and all the farms in the area are dependent on the springs, aren't they?
Chemical contamination in the food chain is a huge problem. We have a world-renowned authority in the area, in Dr. Marion Lloyd-Smith, and people should be listening a lot more to her. She's summoned all over the world for her opinion on this matter, and our own chief scientist, it's not her field. it is the field of Dr. Marion Lloyd-Smith, and we need to listen to what she's saying and be aware of the problems that are involved.
Our governments seem to be very selective which experts they listen to. It seems to be they listen to people who maybe, I don't know, recommended by the gas industry lobby, but they're certainly not telling the government the whole story, I don't think. Although the chief scientist's report did make it clear that there were risks of contamination of water and land, and risks to the environment and risks to human health. She didn't drum it home sufficiently, apparently, because the sort of end message seemed to be that these risks could be managed, and people have just taken that and run with that as if it's a green light. But she did say, on an interview with Alan Jones on the radio, she did say that she was horrified to see that the gas industry and some government members, including our local Thomas George, had said that it was a green light for the gas industry. She said that definitely wasn't her intention. She only thought it was manageable in cases where the existing land use was, it wasn't going to compromise existing land use, i.e. food and farming, and areas where the geology and hydrogeology was appropriate. So certainly not in areas like the Northern Rivers, certainly not areas like Tasmania, and certainly not areas like Gloucester.
She said only in appropriate places, and she mentioned 42 different risk factors. Never did she mention safe.
Not once, not one time did she mention the word safe.
So, she was constrained, or her report was arranged in a manner that would suit lobby groups, interested parties. So people who, this area has a lot of people who are aware of the facts and people who have a lot of common sense, and they realise the importance of maintaining the productivity of this area. We were lucky, very lucky to have that sort of support. In the mid, you get a radical green element in these conditions, but you get this central body of people who are very, very smart thinking people. And at the other end of the scale you get the rednecks who think it's all about money. Well, no, it's about people. You were told by politicians in Sydney, it's not about the people, it's about the science. Well, no, it's always about the people. And if they attempt to bring this in appropriate areas, I encourage everyone to think about the end result and think about maintaining the productivity into the future. And we don't own the land, we're caretakers, and you must maintain and hand that land on in pristine order, as good as we can do anyway.
Hopefully in a better state than we found it. And I'd just like to say, I really continually call on the government to clarify. They keep pussyfooting around, risks and safe and where it can be, and trying to pacify gas lobbyists and community. And we really need clarity. We need clarity for them to say, look, we can see that there are problems and we're going to address them, and we are going to protect areas which are predominantly farmland or environmentally sensitive, and we won't allow it to happen. We need them to come out and say exactly what they mean. At the moment they're just making the right sounds to pacify both sides. The people who are concerned about the environment and the people who want to make a profit from it.
Fracking is the problem in this entire debate, and if they intend to drill for gas, if it involves fracking, just say no, you don't. Forget about it. We the people, safe, we won't allow it.
Mm.
And this industry is pushed by billions of dollars, the gas industry. We've seen what's
That's
happened in America. The information's come out in America, what promoted this industry, and towns have been abandoned in America because of water contamination. The EPA in America has recognised the direct link between fracking and contamination of water supplies. And we need to learn by that experience. If the gas industry have to frack, forget about it. This area is tight sands gas, has to be fracked, and then it's not on. So, think again and resist them and fight talk to your politicians, say no, not here, not under those conditions.
Yes, I think this is very much the case. We all have to, regardless of how uncomfortable we feel with taking on government or authorities, we really have to stand up for the land. We have to stand up for our people. It's our time now. It's our time, and our time to stand up and be brave and just say no, capital N, no.
So some of the politicians aren't up to the, as we see all the time, the calibre of our politicians is not, they're not the smartest people in the community. And some are, some really are. But when you're pushed and lobbied by self-interest groups, as the mining industry is, we have a situation in New South Wales on the Liverpool Plains, some of the most productive country in Australia.
That's a disgrace.
And that's an absolute disgrace. They should be going nowhere near it with the coal mine.
3,600 acre coal mine.
And the most productive land in the country, in the water, the recharge area, that sort of thing. Politicians should be smart enough to be aware that you do not go near that productive land. In 50 or 100 years' time, world populations the way they are, Australia will be looked at for food production too, supply food to the rest of the world, and we just can't interfere with that productive land. End of story.
No, that's it.
Thanks, guys. That was really
good. Good. Well done, I think.